I haven't done like one of like my drivers reviews, I feel like, in a while. Like I haven't done a Bubba review in a while, I haven't done a Laguna review in a while, I haven't done an Allgaier review. I haven't done the Laguna Allgaier since I think their championship wins. And I haven't done a Matt Crafton ever because Matt Crafton never got Diecast realistically produced in the time I was actually recording. So it's time to do another review of my drivers. We'll do a couple, I think, for my recording session today. But anyways, this is Bubba Wallace's 2025 Columbia Sportswear car for the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. This isn't the car I saw in Daytona, though. They didn't make the camo car. Kind of sucks. Yeah, this honestly is probably one of my least favorite Columbia cars, actually. I don't know why. I think it's too similar all in colors, and they don't pop out enough. I think if the 23 was a different color, actually, the number itself, I think it would look actually a lot better, but it isn't. I also want to look, is that a Throwback Weekend logo? It might be. I think this car did run during Throwback Weekend, but I don't think it was a throwback. Right? This thing was just like the normal Columbia scheme for half the year. Where is the Columbia? Here's the box. It just says, yeah, it just says Columbia. That looks like it looks like the retro NASCAR logo that they have for Throwback Weekend, though. I'm trying to think, did he run a Columbia car that weekend, or did he run, I thought he ran a US Air Force car. I don't know, man. Either way, yeah, when I saw him at Daytona in 2024 for the Coke 400, they had the camo Columbia car that ran for about 5 laps before he kind of cleared himself and Larson pushed him into clearing himself. So that kind of sucks, but we got a Columbia car nonetheless. On the front end, you have Columbia Sportswear Company, Toyota Camry, 23 Sunoco, 2311 Racing, Sunoco again, Goodyear, maybe the retro logo. It looks like it, but it kind of looks like a weird logo if it isn't. The number 23, Columbia, US Air Force, Leidos, Mobile One, Robin Hood, Bubba Wallace, Toyota Mac Tools, and maybe a Coca-Cola sticker? No, 2311 sticker. Coca-Cola, I don't think it even is a sponsor anymore. On the rear end, you have Toyota Camry, Columbia, Toyota, Mobile One 23. Nothing on the deck lid, Bubba Wallace, and then the 23 and Columbia logo on top. It's a pretty empty car. I will say that. That also doesn't help it. These Columbia cars are usually very, they pop a lot more, I think. And this one kind of does that, but we've had some better ones. Like, my favorite Columbia car, I think, there's been a lot, so it's really hard to pick a favorite, but I think one of the most notable ones I remember is the 2023 one he ran at the Coke 400. It was a Luke Combs kind of car. It was based off his album. I don't know if he was on the car anyway, but it was still based on, like, the album cover. The car was based off the album cover. I don't know which one it was. It was it Where the Wild Things Are? Is that album? It was kind of like a double album. It was released way differently, but it was like the album, if you put the two albums together, made like Luke Combs' face, if that makes sense. People who actually kind of know Luke Combs will actually kind of maybe know what I'm talking about with this. But it had like a purple, the car, it looked really nice, honestly. And I'm also pissed they didn't make that in either scale. So yeah, we got stuck with this one. I don't know what other Columbia cars have actually been produced. This is the first Columbia diecast I've gotten, I think, by Bubba? Yes. So I don't have too much to go off of it. But yeah, there was also just a couple other different ones that he ran, in 2025 that obviously just weren't produced, and it kind of sucks, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know if it's a pig number or something. It just looks kind of weird. I don't know if I would like almost just like a natural transition from this purple to kind of like brighter blue. Maybe not, but then like kind of the sprinkles on each side kind of also pretty cool. It almost kind of makes a galaxy finish. I just don't necessarily know what this car is supposed to represent, because I feel like all the Columbia cars usually represent something like special, either with like a certain type of clothing line they've got going on, or a person they're sponsoring, like the Luke Combs car was, something like that. I just feel like this car doesn't have that necessarily. I don't know. I think I'm missing something with this, but yeah, I don't know why this Columbia car is this year. I think they're kind of doing like one different car every race, maybe having like a more primary scheme. Might be kind of similar to this, but I'm not completely sure on that. His Xfinity car for 2026 looks great, though. I'm hoping to God it makes mock, because that thing will look awesome in 124 and 164, I think. It'll be a very popish car. The color with the blue is really going to shine on that, I think. And I think there's maybe a little bit of white on it that also kind of makes the blue more, is accentuate a word? I don't know if it is, but yeah, pretty cool car. It's still nice to have, and especially for my lack of Bubba cars, honestly, before this. I don't actually, I bought that Lidos car back in November. That was my first 23 car on the next gen. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I have 5, 4 of which are 2024s and 2025s. Yeah, okay. I think I did pretty good this year. Quite proud of myself. I don't know if they made a McDonald's car. I don't think they did. I also got to get his Indy Win 164. I only have the 124 of that, so I'm going to need to find that somewhere. Hopefully it's available at Richmond, but yeah, I don't got too much else to say about this. Honestly, if you're looking for a Bubba Wallace car, I actually wouldn't recommend this one. I think, personally, of the ones I've bought, I think the Lidos one's pretty good, and the U.S. Air Force. The U.S. Air Force might actually be my favorite car. But I don't know if they made 2 last year. They made 2024 and a 2025. I know for sure that. I prefer the 2025. It's kind of like a stealthier U.S. Air Force, almost Space Force kind of looking car. Yeah, that's probably the best one I would say available. The Chumba car is growing on me as well, though. It is. Trust me, it is. But that's it. Don't forget to comment and subscribe for more Bubba cars, because I know a lot of Americans love Bubba. Especially if you're a right-winger. Not in hockey, though. Well, is a right-wing politician on the right, like a right-winger if you played hockey? That's really how we should decide politics. Decide you play on hockey.